it's pretty much a direct adaptation of Jonathan Swift's novel. With the exception of a couple of subplots, it's very, very similar in terms of the dynamic between the characters and stuff like that. Was that always the plan initially?
Yeah, well, if you read between the lines, Swift definitely meant to have Star Wars references in his Gulliver's Travels book. Yeah, it's interesting, as much license as we took with it, because we took quite a bit starting the movie off in modern-day New York City. I do think we actually stayed true to the spirit of the book, because the book really is a comedy at its heart, and a satirical comedy, and Swift was poking fun at all his cultural references at the time, and it was a parody of an adventure travel, and so it just made a lot of sense for us with a comedic take to start off in a contemporary world and bring Jack Black to Lilliput.
Okay, Jack's obviously, he's very much known for being a physical comedian. Is that one of the reasons why you think he was so good for this role, or so perfect for this role? Because he's on screen kind of on his own sometimes because of some of the characters are so small.
Yeah, he's great. I mean, he's a great actor, and he's got a lot of heart, and he's very earnest, and he's also extremely funny, and he's funny physically. He's one of those guys, he doesn't have to say anything. He just kind of walks in, and I don't know, you just start laughing for some reason. He's got that magic.
He's got that Robin Williams vibe where he can be funny on his own without somebody.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And then to scale that up 22 times because he's 120 feet tall. When he gets to Lilliput, he was perfect. I mean, from a comedic take, it was a great thing, and couldn't have been better. And he's also, he's very much a big kid. Jack is that guy, and so I think kids really gravitate towards him and identify with him somehow, and so it worked really well.
You've got a very strong supporting cast here too. Obviously, you got a lot of British actors there. How important is it to kind of have those strong comedic actors in supporting roles too? You got Jason Segel, you have Emily Blunt as well. Really, Billy Connolly, of course, really funny man. Yeah. So you're surrounded in a comedian with people that are just as funny as him. Is that important then to kind of keep the laughs coming, to keep the laughs consistent?
It's important for me. I mean, that it's a dream come true cast for me. I chased every single one of those people down, and I believe strongly in getting people who can improv and kind of go off the script and find that magic that you just can't plan for. And it was really important that there's a lot of chemistry. And so, yeah, I love it. Jason and Jack and Amanda Peet, coming from the States, are all great comedic actors. And then juxtaposing Jack with the UK cast just seemed like a great opportunity. We had, like you said, Catherine Tate, James Corden, Billy Connolly, Emily Blunt, who's known for dramatic roles, but also is an amazing comedic actress, and it was just a great thing. I don't know how we got away with it. We got really lucky.
But it's obviously very much a family movie, and I know you're coming from an animation background with Monsters vs. Aliens and A Shark Tale. Is it harder to make the movies, when the movie has to kind of be broad, the comedy has to be broad, is it more difficult to make it funny? Do you have to kind of work that bit harder to make it funny? So because it needs to reach more people, needs to make more people laugh than something that might be R-rated or PG-13?
I don't know. It's comedy. There's no science to comedy. I don't even know. Some things I think are the funniest thing on the planet. We'll test it in front of an audience, and I can hear crickets, like no one. And then they're laughing at things that I didn't even think was a joke. I mean, it's just impossible. So you always have to, it's a thing you have to shape. For me, it's the most important thing you can do, especially in a comedy, is make sure you have a lot of heart and the emotional character journey works, because you have to care about the characters in order to laugh with them. So that's sort of where I come from, and then it does work itself out. I'm always looking for jokes, and it's one of the reasons why it's cast the way it's cast, is to make sure they will bring things to the table that are unexpected, and it's just a ton of improving, and every take is different. We're just sifting through it in the editing room. There's so much material, and you just find those gems.
How difficult was the process though? Because I know obviously you're used to painstaking animated movies that probably take a couple of years at least to make, but to put those two images together, to layer those images together, and to kind of render that must have taken a long time, first of all.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was horrible. It's like the hardest.
That's all the hard work after.
Yeah, it was just incredibly hard because it's a comedy. Oddly enough, made it technically more challenging to allow the freedom for the actors to improv. You know, you can't have a controlled environment the way you normally would if he was a giant robot or a dinosaur or some action movie special effect. It had to have the freedom and the fluidity of the performance. And then, so the whole movie is just pieced together and stitched together. And there was a lot of math involved and a lot of different techniques and a lot of green screen and just hours and hours of work.
You look tired even talking about it.
Yeah, I just got tired. I literally could fall asleep describing to you what it took. Boom. Yeah, but it came together. It really looks great.
Well, congratulations on the movie. Really
Thank
appreciate
you.
taking the time to speak
Thank
to me.
you.